Hey everyone, welcome back. Today what we are going to be talking about is 9.5, the volume of pyramids and cones. Alright, so again, you will see similarities from what you have done in the past, especially with pyramids and cones. First thing I want you to write down is please write down the formula for a volume of a pyramid. Alright, so volume of a pyramid is equal to 1/3 times the area of the base times the height. Okay, another way you could do this, you could take the area of the base times the height and divide by 3. It's the exact same thing when multiplying by 1/3. If you multiply by 1/3 or divide by 3, it's the exact same thing. So whatever you guys want to do. Okay, moving on to our first example. Looking at this first example, it says, find the volume of the square pyramid with the base edge length of 9 centimeters and a height of 14 centimeters. Okay, so according to that information, we know that we have a height of 14 centimeters. And that's really all the information we need to know. We need to know the base, the area of the base, and we need to know the height. Okay, well, if it says that we have a square pyramid, we know how to figure out the area of a square. Remember, take base times height. Alright, so our volume is equal to, again, 1/3 times the area of our base times our height. When we plug in the information that we know, 1/3 times 9 times 9, remember you take the base times the height on this bottom base. Okay, so we need to take 9 times 9 and then multiply it by our height of 14. Okay, from here we're able to just multiply straight across and simplify. Okay, so 1/3 times 81 times 14. When you multiply all of these, 81 times 14, and then divide by 3, you get 378. And again, we are dealing with volume. So when we deal with volume, remember, just like yesterday, our lesson yesterday, our units are going to be cubed. So our units are centimeters, and we're going to cube that. Alright? Same exact idea of your units cubed when dealing with volume, because remember, you're taking a unit times a unit times a unit. Okay? And when you do that, unit cubed. Alright? Next one. Please write this down. It is the volume of a cone. You guys are going to get off easy tonight. There's not many notes that you have today. Okay? So just a couple examples with volume of a cone, and then we're done for the night. Lucky you. Alright, so volume of a cone, taking 1/3 times the area of the base times your height. Again, the area of your base is going to be pi r squared. Just like we've talked about in the past, the area of a circle, because your cone, remember, has a base of a circle. So that, because that's a circle, you need to take the area of the base, which is pi r squared, multiply it times the height. Okay, multiply that times the height. Alright? Alright, so it says, find the volume of the cone, round your answer to the nearest whole number. Again, nearest whole number on these. Because we're dealing with pi, we do like to round our answer to the nearest whole number. Now what I want you to do, it gives us the necessary information we need to have to figure out the volume of these cones without giving you the shape. So what I want you to do is try to plug these into the formula that you just wrote down and see if you can find the volume of each cone. Alright, so now we have a height of 9, a radius of 5. For both of these equations, we are going to use the formula 1/3 times the area of the base times your height. That is the same thing as saying 1/3 times pi r squared times h. That's because, remember, your base of a cone is a circle. So when you're trying to find the area of your base, you need to take pi r squared. Alright? So plugging this information into our formula, so volume is equal to Okay, volume is equal to 1/3 times pi. Your r, your radius, is going to be 5 squared times your height of 9. When we simplify this, we still have 1/3 times pi times 25 and multiply that by 9. Now, if you took 25 times 9 and then divided that by 3, again, 25 times 9 divided by 3, you get an answer of 75 pi. Okay, 75 pi. And now we take 75 times pi, or 3.14, and rounded to the nearest whole number. You will get an answer. If you take 75 times pi, you'll get an answer that's right around 235.5, which, because it's 0.5, we need to round up. So our answer is equal to approximately, don't forget, that was kind of an ugly approximate symbol, approximately 236. Now, notice there isn't any units on these problems. Okay? When there's not any units, or the question doesn't give you any units like centimeters, meters, inches, feet. Okay? If it doesn't give you any of those, your answer of your volume is going to be units cubed. Just write out the word unit and unit cubed. Alright, next one. We'll see if you're correct on this. Okay, again, we use the volume formula of 1/3 times pi times r squared times your height. Now this one's a little different because it gives you your diameter. How do you find the radius if you're given a diameter? You got it. You got to divide by 2. Okay, so when you take 1/3 times pi, when we find our radius, we're given a diameter, guys. We're given this diameter. We want to find the radius. So divide that by 2, and you get 4 squared. Hey, 4 squared. Okay, and then you have to multiply that by your height. Okay, so you multiply it by your radius squared times your height of 6. Multiply 4 squared, and you get, what's 4 times 4? It's not 4 times 2, that means 4 times 4, 16 times 6. When we multiply straight across, again, I'm going to take it 16 times 6 divided by 3. Okay, when you take that answer, you come up with an answer of 32 pi. Okay, 32 pi. Now what you have to do is you have to multiply that by 3.14, or multiply it by pi, and you get an answer of 100.48. Okay, 100.48. Well, we look at that tenths place. Okay, if that tenth is lower than 5, which it is on a 4, we round down. So approximately 100. And what's our units? Well, because it doesn't give us any units there, we write units cubed. Units cubed. Excellent. Okay, don't forget. Remember that we used this last time. If you can use Pythagorean theorem to help you find the height of a cone, if you have the radius and the slant height, remember, if you are given this on a cone, okay, let's say the radius is 8, the height, we don't know what the height is, and you're given a slant height of 17, okay, we can use a squared plus b squared equals c squared to find out what that slant height is. And guess what? Well, you don't have to write this one down because there's no yellow bar. You have to write this one down, and it gives us that exact problem. So give this one a shot. Don't forget to use Pythagorean theorem and see if you can figure out what the volume of the cone is. Also, remember, round your answer to the nearest whole number. Give her a shot. Alright, the very first thing I'm going to do, because I don't know what my height is, and I need to know what my height is in order to figure out the volume, okay, so I'm going to plug in a squared plus b squared equals c squared, okay, and I know that 34 right here, that is called what in a triangle? Yes, it's called a hypotenuse. That is called a hypotenuse. And where is your hypotenuse in the Pythagorean theorem? It's known as your c. Okay, it is known as your c. Hypotenuse is your c. So what we have to do is, we don't know what a is, alright, so we plug in a squared. We know what b is, which is 16. Square that, and it equals 34 squared. When we multiply all of these out, you get 256 is equal to 1,156. Now, how to undo that operation? Subtract. You get a squared is equal to 900. How do you undo a square? You got it. Square root. So a is equal to, well, the square root of 900 is 30. Now we have our height, we have our radius, we're set to go. Plug that into your formula, and we're all right. Okay, so your volume, I'm going to put it right over here, is equal to 1/3 times your base times your height. What is our base? It is a beautiful circle. Okay, so what we're going to do, multiply that, pi r squared times your height. We're going to plug in our information that we know. We know our radius is 30. Okay, sorry, not a radius of 30. We know our radius is 16. 16, I apologize for that. Our radius is 16. And our height is 30, ladies and gentlemen. Our height is 30. Okay, so now, when we take this, we take 1/3 times pi times 16 squared times 30. And we take 16 squared, you get 1/3 pi times 256, and multiply that by 30. Alright, so now you have to take 256, multiply that by 30, and divide by 3. Your answer is going to be 2,560. Don't forget, we still have pi. So when we multiply those all together, we get a huge volume of this one of 8,038. And it says round to the nearest whole number. Well, when you round to the nearest whole number, you get 8,038 because it's 8038.4. What is your unit? Okay, it is centimeters cubed. Centimeters cubed. All right, I hope everybody got that. If you didn't, remember to ask me tomorrow. Yeah, that's it. We'll see you tomorrow.